Hi, I'm Marlin Miller, one of the sculptors out here on Highway 90, and we're here on the Biloxi Town Green. This is going to be what's been called the last Biloxi sculpture, and this is going to be a really fun one. This is really neat. We're going to put some detail into it, and I really especially like this because I'm a fisherman, and a lot of things I'm going to put into the tree I either catch every day or I see every day, just about every day. And also it really fits in the theme with the history of really what this town became famous for 100 years ago. And so that's going to make it really exciting to me to think that particular sculpture gets put right here in the Biloxi Green in the middle here of town. This is a fun tree. We got a lot of life in it, great big oak tree wrapping up, and we're going to put a marlin up there, jumping, it's busting into the sky. And you're going to come wrapping down through that trunk right there. We're going to put a lot of detail on him. We're going to stick some big old side fins there on him. And then off here to the left is a branch that's going to be trimmed down, and we're going to put 3 mahis like jumping out the other side. The marlin feed on those fish, and it's almost going to look like he busted right up through the water at him, and 3 of them got away, and probably 1 in his belly there. Deeper down in the water, of course, whenever you have that kind of activity, you got your big turtles and things around. And this is going to be a really neat thing because it's going to be one of the few trees we've actually been able to incorporate a lot of what Mother Nature put right into them and just leave it natural. We're going to clean up some of this bark and round this up. This is actually going to be a green sea turtle with his head up here, big old flippers. Some of his flippers will actually be hanging out free over here on the right side, and then his back flippers and tail right through here. And so that should be pretty neat. Turtle kind of looking up at those mahi and a marlin flying up there through the sky. And then somewhere here on the left or right side, I'm just going to go ahead and relief in a big old crab because it kind of fits along with the theme of the seafood industry here in town. And again, we're going to make a real deep relief crab, and that should be a nice finishing touch on this tree right here.
So there's some cement in here?
And this is some concrete that was put in here a long time ago, and really that's just put in there to displace water to keep the tree from rotting, and there's still a few holes in here. So we'll probably come back and reseal this up real well, and then when the city comes through and puts their final sealant on, this tree should last for a long time. It's a good big solid tree. We got on it quick. The bugs and rain didn't have a chance to get at it too much. This is going to be a little bit of a unique tree too because my wife, who's become kind of an expert in fish painting from some of the projects we've done, she's actually going to come in here on Sunday morning, and we're going to add, especially on the mahi, because everyone identifies the mahi as real bright blue-green fish with lots of dots and lots of life and yellows. And she's gonna actually paint a couple of those mahi that are busting out away from this sculpture, and the third one will be blended then down into the tree. And I think that's just going to add for a real neat, unique characteristic of this carving, and especially this is the one that's going to get a lot of foot traffic and people up taking photographs. And then when the city comes back and puts their darker sealant over it, it'll probably antique those colored fish up a little more subtle look, and I think it'll blend in real nice here, to the park. And I'm also excited about this one, I think, because it's going to bring a lot of traffic up into here, and the city already has that real nice Katrina Memorial over there, and such a beautiful park and big green yard right here in the middle of town by these casinos. And I think a lot of people come to town and never really get exposed to how nice it is up here, and hopefully this will be just one more thing that will attract people up in here to really appreciate this a little bit more.
So it's Wednesday morning right now, and you're just getting started on this thing.
It's Wednesday morning. We had the tree company in here a week and a half ago, and they topped this out. I'm doing a little bit more topping and some grooming here today. I'm pretty much just going to kind of be sizing the tree up today and actually start the carving probably tomorrow morning. And we're hoping by Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, it's really coming to shape and getting ready to wrap it up. But we'll just have to see. We have a few issues in here. I see there's a lot of screws and bolts that have been put into the tree over the years, probably lighting and things like that. So we got to be very, very careful with those. One of those little screws can knock out a big old fancy chain real quick. And I'm going to have to take some time to make sure. And if we're fortunate, we won't hit too many of those that have been embedded in the tree from 50 or 60 years ago.
This tree has a lot of energy and a lot of motion in it, doesn't it?
It really does, and that's the thing that got me really excited when I first saw it. Was I walked up to it and said, "Oh my gosh, there's a marlin just busting out of the sky." And we've done fish like that out on the beach before, but we were trying to put big animals in small trees, and so we're having to. It was a real struggle, we just didn't have much to work with on those small diameters. But this is an exciting tree because it's so massive, and I think we're really going to be able to get a lot of life in the shape of the fish, and we're going to especially get a lot of life in that great big old fin that the marlin's famous for. Looking from the backside, you're going to see that fin just really wrapping around. It should look pretty neat.
Thank you, Marlin.
You're welcome.